of the world is this what people would describe as an aggression, what the US are describing as an effort to intercept the narcotics trade. I really wish and hope for the people of America that they can really put in programs and stronger efforts to curb the use of drugs, right? That has been plaguing America for some time. It is not just that the transport and whatever, the reach of narcotics to America, but the use in particular is where the danger is, right? The use by American people. I always say in the context of Trinidad and Tobago, where we have a smaller cocaine problem, but we do have a little issue there. We have a more predominant use of marijuana, and the types of marijuana are now a challenge to Trinidad and Tobago as well. But I always say that if we are able to guide our people, right, and protect our people in terms of their mental and their social upbringing and structure, then there is no real market for that level of drug in our country. So, like many other countries that are used as transshipment points to the north, to North America or Europe or wherever, where consumption sometimes is high, there is a possibility it sometimes passes through that country. But it is the rate of consumption there that will determine how bad a country is afflicted by drug use. And again, we give thanks to God, right? And we will try to preserve it as well. To a certain extent, Trinidad and Tobago is not that saturated with the use of cocaine itself. That monster. It exists, obviously. You look around in our cities and you see people in certain conditions, and you understand that some of them, that is part of the whole situation with them. So you bring these reasons into the international space, and you take action in ways that are very concerning to all those around. I see that, the news interviewed some people in Cedras, and obviously they would have expressed concerns. There are communities that have a high presence of Venezuelans. There are communities in Trinidad and Tobago that have generations of people who are intertwined with the two countries as well, right? I'm not talking about the last influx. We're talking about people who have families on both land spaces, right? Who have been back and forth, and they have family there. They have family in Trinidad, and we are separated by, the short distance of water. And to have that level of military build-up in that region is of extreme concern for us. We look at the wider context. We look at this policy of making America great again, whatever, and the actions that follow from that concept that are very similar to the actions before as well. Right? I don't think we have had a American president that has not gone to war with someone, and obviously they also have, apart from outright war, they also have covert operations that they launch. And then there's also the proxy wars that take place all across the world. And by proxy war, I mean that they support, finance, aid, arm, encourage, choose a word or a combination of all, war between one group, one country, and others as well. The historical context in which situations like this is set is a continual troubling issue for right-thinking people, for conscious people who are aware of what is taking place in the world. And I watched a little short clip, and Mr. Zelensky, who is the leader of Ukraine, visits the White House recently, and some other leaders of other countries as well. And the President of America takes them to this part of the White House that has Make America Great hats and different things, right? Implements. And, it is as though sometimes they live in their own world where they are concerned about themselves and their interests solely, right? Y'all could term that in whatever psychological way, whatever terminology in psychology that fits. But there are people in the world, and I'm speaking in general, and you can apply it to these situations as well, that are only concerned about themselves, right? And they expect others, and sometimes they go beyond expectation, right? They demand of others. Sometimes they go further than that, right? They force others to act in their interest solely, right? They are the beginning and end of existence. That ideology exists. I know some of us would have experienced it with other human beings at some point in time, but these types of human beings, they do not care. They don't care about anybody else. So you're saying to the world, taxes, tariffs on what you're selling because we can't produce at the cost and with the technology and precision in many cases that you all are producing at. And if it adversely affects you, well, tough luck. The whole point is we have to dominate and we have to be on top. And that's a economic policy. That is a policy born out in economic activity. There's an economic agenda that follows that concept that I. So we see, President Modi having to cope with the challenges of a 50% tariff, right? One of the highest imposed on on a country in the world. And that tariff is, well, it's being expressed in the way that, listen, you are purchasing oil and from Russia, and I don't want you doing that. You know, that is the, you know, we will use terminology that we are accustomed to in Trinidad and Tobago. That is the bold-facedness. That's the bold-facedness that you face. Meanwhile, I could do whatever I want to do. I could do anything I feel to do, you know. The world could complain, but I am going to do whatever I feel to do. That's a hell of a world we live in. That's a hell of a world we live in. Imagine taking that concept and bringing it down to the level of us living in a village or a community, and you have a resident there acting that way towards, you know, the rest of residents who live in that space. Tremendously concerning. And there is no real moral grounding behind what they say and what they do, because the hypocrisy is just glaring. You take a stance that is tremendously strong against Russia, for example, for what you perceive and what you call the invasion of Ukraine, what you perceive, but you facilitate, assist, protect, and participate in genocide. I mean, it's mind-blowing. Morning caller, welcome.
Good morning, Fawad. Salaam alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam.
And the song that you played this morning is so prevalent, boy, to this time that we're going in through, boy. Ease yourself from mental slavery. And back none but ourselves cannot free can't free our mind. None but ourselves could free our mind. Because at Baka, I can hold you and tie you up and beat you and tell you, give you education, you know. I cannot do that, you know, brother. Most I could do is articulate to you and tell you that Baka, and when we get independent, right? When certain country get independent, right? You listen, you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, especially in Guyana, right? When Guyana get independent, right? When Dr. Cherry Jagan and Lyndon Farb Sampson Bonham went up in England to fight for independent freedom in Guyana, right? They didn't want the manifesto what Dr. Cherry Jagan published. So they pulled Bonham at the side and they train up that black brother and they make he go against Dr. Cherry Jagan and they make he run against Dr. Cherry Jagan in Guyana, right? And when Dr. Cherry Jagan win the first election in Guyana, the CIA overthrew him and installed Bonham. The international community, Dr. Cherry Jagan did write to the international community to come and oversee the next election. And the next election was called because it was they overthrew Dr. Cherry Jagan. The next election they called Dr. Cherry Jagan win the election again. The CIA overthrew him again and installed Bonham. And the third time was the same thing. Dr. Cherry Jagan win the election and they overthrew him and they installed Bonham. Because why? Just already installed Bonham, they installed Dr. Eric William. It have CIA operative what they install like Batista, what Fidel Castro and so forth, like Gary in Grenada, Forward. These men have hidden agendas, right? And then operating covert and clandestine operation to overthrow elected government, sovereign government, like what they're trying to do Maduro in Venezuela. They already did Guyana that. And in Trinidad, they didn't have what to do that. They was to tell Eric Williams and show him the whip and he going on in slavery. They didn't have what to do Eric Williams that. All they had was to show he is a coward. That was to show him the whip and he signed all, they keep all, the wealth belongs to the slave master still. Like in South Africa, my brethren, right? Where Julius Malema fighting against the ANC. Julius Malema was in the ANC. But when they gave the brother Mandela the leadership in that country, right? They give him a puppet to keep all the business. Now why they're going through these things, where they go South Africa going through what they're going through. The CIA will overthrow, they blow up the World Trade Center of Farouk to get to Iraq and come out with a law what they call Homeland Security. Homeland Security, where all the operation, the CIA, the NSA, all the infrastructure of the Ministry of Intelligence in America come under the Homeland Security. Forward, this is a disrespectful thing. These white men and them blow up the World Trade Center and attack Iraq for regime change. The same thing they do in Afghanistan because they want the oil where Russia running the oil, the pipeline where they blow up the pipeline where they blow up the other day. Back at these men and them, these white men and them will not, they want the wealth from Venezuela because they don't want, if Venezuela was involved with Petro-Caribe, where it was given Trinidad, not, I know for Trinidad, but the Caribbean oil.
Yeah, the Caribbean
oil for food program.
Yeah, I just had to take the break there. I don't want to stop you, but I just had to take the break. You could call back right after, no? Right? All right, blessings, brother. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. Bless. Yeah.
Yeah, strength. Yeah. So we just take the break. Sorry about that.
Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The Street 91.9 FM every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. with Brother Samuel Gooding and Roland White, where we open the Bible and find answers to all these things and more. For it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Planning your Tobago getaway? Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A&R Robinson International Airport, at O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp us now at 1-868-361-1042 to book your vehicle. Don't forget to mention promo code RADIO2 to receive a 5% discount on your rental. Send a WhatsApp message to 1-868-361-1042 today. That's 1-868-361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago, the easiest, most reliable car rental experience on the island.
Vehicle availability is subject to change. Driver must be at least 25 years old and have a valid driver's license to book. For more information, visit www.rentalcartobago.com.
Light up your weekends at Vibes Nightclub, Tobago's hottest spot. 3 epic nights of music and energy await every Thursday. Karaoke Thursdays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Grab the mic, unleash your inner star, and sing all night. Beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and giveaways for the best singers. Every Friday, Limers Fridays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Vibes with your crew and enjoy beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and 2 White Oak for $25. Every Saturday, Raw Saturdays. Everything goes, nothing but good vibes, free entry, and an all-star DJ cast to bring the vibes. Vibes Nightclub is where Tobago shines. Join us Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for music, fun, and unforgettable nights. Don't miss out. Your weekend starts at Vibes.
Don't miss the biggest price meltdown at Furniture Plus this summer. Shop dining room sets from $15.99, bedroom combos from $20.69, plus free delivery with select living room furniture. Shop the best deals at Furniture Plus today.
I love you.
The Trinidad and Tobago Council of Evangelical Churches, together with national cultural icon Mr. William Monroe, presents the first ever national concert of choirs, Divine Harmonies, Saturday, December 6, 2025, at the Grandstand, Queen's Park Savannah. Choirs will be competing for prize money to the tune of $250,000, with the winner walking away with the grand prize of $100,000. We invite all church choirs nationwide to participate in this spiritual, cultural, and musical richness that will bring upliftment to our nation and redound to the glory of God. Tickets will be available August 15 from Maranatha Bookstore and outlets of the Trinidad and Tobago Council of Evangelical Churches. For more information, call 719-9599 or 497-0361. Divine Harmonies, ushering in the glory of God. This is Apostle Anthony Golson, and I'm inviting you to be there.
The #1 bookstore in Trinidad is having the biggest back-to-school sale for the holidays.
Shop at Sharon's Bookstore for the biggest back-to-school sale.
All your kindergarten, preschool,
primary, secondary school,
and tertiary education supplies at ridiculously low prices. Sharon's also carries a wide range of sneakers, socks, t-shirts, vests for girls and boys,
and much more items for school. So don't miss Sharon's back-to-school sale.
Now on Eastern Main Road, San Juan, Tunapuna.
2 locations at Trin City Mall, ground level and first level. We're also open on Sundays from 8 a.m. Check us on Facebook for up-to-date info and promotions. Also, message us for a quick response.
The time is 7 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Nescafe, ready to drink. It just hits different.
And the playlist right, it hits different. Can you feel that shift? Nescafe, ready to drink. On the road, be on the go. Just grab your crew and grab your boo. Hits different, it's different. Vanilla latte mocha, it's different. Nescafe, the party never over.
Nescafe, ready to drink.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Good morning again. Apologies for that. Sometimes the callers are giving us so much information. I don't want to cut them, but you know, we have to pay those bills as well, so apologies for that. We just have to be wise enough to understand the hypocrisy that exists within the world. We have to be intelligent enough to understand what is really going on so that we can position ourselves in the best way possible. We understand how challenging it can be for a smaller nation like ours, but we can work towards, for example, what is really true independence. I read a clip that our Minister of Agriculture would have spoken about yesterday in terms of independence. The only way we can truly be independent is if we can be self-sufficient, and self-sufficient in providing the food that we need for ourselves. And we have the capacity and the potential to do that. We have all of the factors that are necessary to grow, to take care of the animals, the livestock, etc., that we need to sustain ourselves, to go even beyond sustaining ourselves, to even export and you know, bring in that revenue that we may need. So we have to move towards that level of understanding and implement that understanding so that we are not left as vulnerable as we may be. We have to make strategic decisions, you know, and I spoke about India, for example. When India came to Trinidad, you know, they bear gifts, you know, in a nature of mutual respect, right? A nation that large and that is making tremendous strides in the world and a tremendous impact, so much so that it is being counteracted by, you know, those who feel they have hegemony and power. That's the real issue, you know. The real issue is those who want to hold on to a level of advantageous power, seeing others rising and wanting to keep them down. But you know, this large, powerful country, you know, their president would have come to Trinidad, visit Trinidad with a level of respect, with a level of respect, bearing gifts. But you have other people, you know, you go to wherever they are and they showing you make America great, and they telling you you have to do this and you have to do that, and you have to give us your resources if you want us to defend you in something that we created. When poor, well, Cuba is not poor, but poor in the sense that it has been advantaged for so long with this embargo and this blockade. When poor Cuba decide to associate as an independent country, should have the ability to do with Russia and to set up whatever bases and missiles during that period of time in their country, in their sovereign country. What was the response? What was the response of America? The response was and still is to attempt to assassinate, to place embargoes on to stifle the people, to suppress them, to do so much. But in the same breath, when Russia sees an issue with NATO advancing to their doorstep and placing people who are aligned to those interests and who jeopardize their safety in their realm, then it's a whole different issue. And it's just phenomenal, the hypocrisy. If you think about it, it blows your mind. And above all, we have to have that level of consciousness. You're lost if you're following the news that they give you, the stories that they give you. You are lost if you feel that the world begins and ends with North America. You're lost. You're lost if you still look up to the absence of melanin and what people call white skin and think that that is superior. You're lost if you don't understand that the world is so much broader and wider than that. You're lost if you still think that those are civilizations that are so great. When the people, so many of the people are oppressed, drugged out, when they use them for these conflicts and these wars, they come back with all these issues, school shooting, crime, negative cultures that they promote throughout the world. You name it. You name it in terms of decadence and evil lifestyle. Just name it, and you know promoting it. Destruction of the family. Destruction of that family unit and values and morals and spirituality. Just guess who promoting it? Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, morning. Welcome.
Morning to you, sir.
Yeah, man. Morning. You're live. Go ahead.
I heard a gentleman call a while ago and said that Dr. Eric Williams and this and that and sign on when all they don't know. One of the first things, one of the greatest things I say Dr. Eric Williams did for Trinidad and Tobago, if all you don't remember. No, all they hadn't been born as yet. So that's why I will talk that. Dr. Eric Williams, we had one of the largest military base of American soldiers in the Caribbean. The largest military airport, I was telling a gentleman that up to last night, was in what we call Waterfield. Then we had Macri. And Dr. Eric Williams said to them, it's time to leave. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the problem with Venezuela right now. So that thing he come to talk. So let me ask you a question, sir. Do you have a problem with Venezuela coming to the to America, coming to the Caribbean? Do you see that being a threat to Venezuela? Because the present administration and the people that support the present administration, they may not have a problem with that, you know. So I don't understand his views. The people that he support don't have a problem. They were supporting Guaido under the first incarnation of Trump. So why are they all of a sudden now have an issue?
Yeah, I'll answer your question. Thank you very much.
Okay, enjoy your day, sir.
You too. Have a good day.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you think that people are going to continue just along party lines if they have a difference of opinion on an international matter or otherwise, that's not correct, right? Even within the UNC coalition, you have a plethora of different views on different topics as well. What you will find that if there's a unanimous government policy for the benefit overall of the population of Trinidad and Tobago, then you will find that that is articulated in the public space. You won't find too much difference from the government policy and those people who hold office. But we Trinbagonians are aware of the contradictions and the issues that exist. We are aware of the global politics and the advantageous nature of imperialism in the world. Come on. So you might find people have their own views and it is articulated in a specific way because of the positions that they hold. But don't think they are not conscious. Don't think that they are not aware of the bigger global issues that are taking place. Right? So we will have differing views. And sometimes, even as a leader, you have a particular view at this point in time. But part of being a strong leader and individual is, as time progresses, as you are made aware or the decisions that face you, you necessitates that you go in a certain direction, then you do so. We are well aware, remember, we are well aware of our peculiar position. We're in a tight spot as a small speck. And of course, like I said a couple days ago, when elephants fight, is the grass that get trampled. So sometimes as the grass has a smaller space, you have to be particularly careful. Morning, brother. Welcome. What's happening?
Oh, brother, blessed morning.
Hey, blessed morning, man.
I see the bully are worshipped by Venezuela there and say allegedly Maduro on a drug trafficker. It's more behind that thing forward.
Yeah, it ain't hard. It is not hard. It is not hard to understand where they are and what they're doing. You have thing,
yeah,
and we just face it sometimes when we communities KFC, and you have thing. Well, I want your thing.
Yeah.
Give me your thing.
My friend is with us on oil and gas.
Yeah, and you have thing KFC. Pay my tax. Give me your thing.
Yeah.
I wait.
Yeah.
A man giving you what he want for your thing. Give me it. And if you tell him no,
I'm bully. Yes, bully, you pull allegation, all kind of bacchanal thing.
If you tell him no, it's slap in your face, is thing. That's what we just live with in certain places.
You know, like United States of America, and fire born in United States of America. What is the plan, man? What I got, man?
Yeah, blessings, brother.
Bless.
Yeah. We love the people of the world. We respect the people of the world and people who stand for what is just and what is right. We love people who have that understanding of a mutual respect, who ain't want what they want to their benefit and your detriment. We Trinbagonians, we know all skin teeth does not smile. And we know that if it's one thing Trinidadians know, all skin teeth is not smile. And I mean, we have to skin with teeth sometimes. That is the diplomacy of this, disgusting world that we live in sometimes. You have to maneuver. When you're small like a mouse, you don't stand up. You have to run around and dodge and come out and sneak and whatever and do what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do in a certain way. Because you're small. But it's not that you don't understand what is taking place. And yes, we have to acknowledge the efforts of Dr. Williams in removing whatever bases, etc. Right? And you're right. Myself and others weren't born at that point in time, some of us. But we have to also understand that to a certain extent, so many of us in the Caribbean, Latin America, and some people have stood up, but some of us have capitulated and stayed in the safe place of giving them whatever they want. And we as human beings, as God's creation, we have to be stronger and understand the position that we are in and put ourselves in a better position. Morning, caller, welcome.
Good morning, good morning.
Hey, morning, Granny, morning.
I saw a video where a young girl was saying that I want to do a correction to her to help her. Now, she said when Pandey was here, Pandey gave them, she saw where Kamala was given out to the Colony people the land. And she said when Kamala come, the last time Kamala gave them a young girl on a video. And she said Kamala come now, and Kamala gave the generation land. But tell that young girl something. The Colony people who work Colony, there was Indians and Africans. The Africans lived Colony village, and St. Helena village with my cousins. I wasn't living there, I belongs to this. And my cousin was killed. They walked from there to Twin City, Holland Grove, to cut cane. 4:30 in the morning, thunder, lightning, rain or sun, they're going to work. And coming back in the evening, she said they plant, I don't know where she planted. They plant, but then get land. Nobody didn't plant. You know who plant cane? Who cut the cane? If you go in a little cane stool you have home, cut it, you trash that and you go see yourself. They pack it, they tote it, they was promised money. But the PNM government gave them none and nothing. My cousin there and I get nothing, you know. I don't want to hear the name PNM. No, this government come and give them the land. The PNM government said they will give them the land. Oil price was down and was cheap. Right? They didn't give them money. This government cannot come and give the few of them who live in, they got land. My cousin there didn't get nothing under the PNM government, and they work like animals. So that young girl, if she wants land, my nephew clean Boston for Spain, buy a little old car, and he go and he even clean place for people. He will carry people and get you to work and things. And he bought land, $25,000 to pay for the lot and pull it up. If she want land, she wouldn't have made one day work at cutting cane because not everybody wanted to cut cane. The extraction of the cane was very hard. And if she wants land, I think she should go and take education, get a work, and buy land. Or work anywhere and save and buy land. Don't watch what people work hard for. Then plant. I don't know where she planted because she was a young girl. And my cousin's dead and then get nothing, son. I look at your program. Thanks for your time. I'm glad to hear you. Good. You give people good, something good.
All right, blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we are honest, right? We try to educate during the program. We try to help our citizens to move to a position where they can make informed decisions, right? We try to promote the values that will carry us forward as a nation and as a world. And this attitude of domination, of superiority, which we speak about on the program ever so often, because it is what drives a certain type of behavior in the world. We don't subscribe to that. You know, in the community, you don't feel empowered, so you might take that slap from whoever playing bad because they have an advantage over you with some firearm or group who have physical strength over you. You take a little advantage maybe for a while, but it's not that you accept that is the way or love the person who is taking advantage of you. No, you're waiting your time in it. Your time in it. Because at the end of the day, all of us are human beings, and all of us deserve a certain type of respect. Not so? And those fundamentals are what we want the world to be based upon. Respect and for the right of people who live and occupy our land. You can't just come as you came and just kill, uproot, maim, advantage, rape, plunder, whatever. And then when I fight back, right, because I had a kind heart, you come with your evil and your wickedness from wherever you come from that dark place where you come from, and you come to inflict it on me because you were so busy creating implements so that you could kill. Up to this day, some of these individuals, their greatest exports are tools of destruction. Up to today, they retain power through their amassing and their creation of things that can destroy and kill. That's the claim to fame, as we say in Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, I don't know if we're supposed to love that or respect that. The contributions to the world stage has been venomous, has been destructive, has been one of exploitation, of greed. And they sell us that concept and that behavior as though it is something good. I do subscribe to that. And we as a people inflicted before, who have been afflicted for 400 years and for a shorter period of time, indentured people, we have to be wise enough not to love our oppressor. And our oppressor who refuses to even ameliorate for his past transgressions. And not even that. Our oppressor who continues to violate. It is not as though his generation before, whenever, do wickedness, exploit us, and they done. They benefit. They continue to enjoy the benefit from that period. They're unwilling to compensate. And then further to that, they continue to take advantage. I mean, so as we become more conscious, you know, we just can't subscribe to it. So no, within our region, we don't want that. We don't want no fake news. We don't want that propaganda about narco this to whatever. Come on. Help your people to stop consuming so much drugs. Spend that money you spend on battleships is billions of dollars on battleships and whatever on programs to help your people who, for whatever mental or other reasons, whatever socio reasons, abusing drugs like zombies. Don't come under that pretext to bring war and conflict again to our region. We're not on that. We want peace and respect and mutual terms. There's a zone of peace. Come with the comfort ship. Respect that. Come with that. I tell her they repurpose them destroyers and them unnecessary battle implements, ships of war. A ship that sending hundreds of millions of dollars in destruction up into the air to come back down, and all it could do is kill. Send some more aid ships in terms of doing medical care for people. Let people like you now. Let people like you. We don't like the bully. We don't like those who advantage us. Our government say they're going against the gangsterism. You want to be a leader, be a positive leader within your community who brings value to your community, who people love. Who people love, who people respect because you stand for what is right. You encourage the young people not in destructive behavior, but you encourage the young people in productivity. You guide them. You shelter them, you protect them. You protect the old, you help the sick. You put on sport and other programs to absorb the energies. You speak to the youth when you see them pick up the evil ideas that are in the world. It have these evil ideas facing us every day because people, leaders in the world, are perpetuating evil. So the ideas are there. The children could see the actions. And now it is upon us, real leaders, to encourage them to a different way. Understand what is taking place in the world. Understand your history, Trinidad and Tobago. Understand, as you know, one of the callers took us to Guyana. Guyana, who is going through elections right now. Guyana, who has, you know, such huge earnings right now from oil. Who looking like Trinidad back in the day, in boom days. Who, you know, had one of the worst oil deals. And well, they've rectified it a bit. And who we wouldn't know how bad the oil deal was if somebody didn't spill the beans, if there wasn't these leaks. A world where Julian Assange and others, Edward Snowden, if you sell out the wrongs that these people do, they persecute you, they come in for you. You had to hide in an embassy. You had to hide in an embassy, you had to hide and run. Because they come in for you. Not because you do something, well, it wrong in their legal, the laws that they create. But because you tell the truth about their actions. Because you release secrets about the wrong that they are doing. Sometimes it's illegal, certainly immoral. Not just immoral, but sometimes it is even illegal against their supposed laws. If you tell people that in the interest of justice, pressure for you. How long, I can't remember how long he lived in an embassy hiding. You think it easy? Of course, I can't confirm, but you know, tremendous people who endeavored to educate us. Imagine if Bob Marley would have lived a long life. I mean, 36 years of age, still gave us so much guidance. Imagine if Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. lived beyond 40. How much they would have been able to not just inspire, because they inspire even after death, but to lead us. I'm looking at Muhammad Ali yesterday because a picture came up on my feed, and you know, he supporting Palestine even back then. Even back then, how many decades ago? And nothing has changed. A vast majority, with the exception of a handful of the world, votes for the removal of embargoes against Cuba. And almost unilaterally, with the support of just a couple, America refuses to allow a sovereign country to have the ability to trade and to act in the global market as it has the right to do. I mean, geez. We just having a philosophical understanding of what is transpiring. But then we tell our youth to respect and love each other. But they're looking on at a world on a macro level and coming down where all they could see is advantage and wickedness. And they don't see it alone, they feel it. They live in spaces where they feel taken advantage of. So it is extremely challenging. It is extremely challenging to tell them one thing and then for them to see an example of something else. So when we see love from leadership, when we see care, when we see empathy, it is refreshing, because it's almost like it seldom exists. So let us understand what is transpiring. Let us understand. I feel sad for Trinbagonians when they tell you this and that and they just parrot propaganda. They just parrot propaganda about other people when they have not paid attention and they're not even stretching their mind a little bit to understand. Care about what? You think that entity that care about the people of America, the people of America just be under real pressure? I want to call names of Trinbagonians over there, who to ask. But dread, it's not easy. Care about you. you come there seeking a better life after they went there to seek a better life, because the establishment of what we now consider America is foreigners, not just North America in general. It's immigrants. And now if you go there in this time, they don't want you coming there. It's phenomenal, the thought pattern that exists. The absence of justice from the concepts that they live by. So we have to understand and not just parrot the populations. You want a green card, you want thing, if you join the army and you go to wherever to fight for them, you're getting a green card, you're getting some kind of benefit. But you go in and the things that you do and the things that you see and sometimes experience, when you come back to America, you know, you suffer from, well, it is post-traumatic stress disorder, all kind of other things you suffer from, because the human being in spirit is not made to go and take advantage of others physically and spiritually and otherwise, and kill and maim and destroy. That does sit with the human spirit, and not in defense of others, you know, but in an effort to take and to dominate and to scare. So conceptually we make an effort to advance our thinking. Let us not, as Trinbagonians, be devoid of this greater understanding of ourselves, because it is our experience historically as well. So that we just parrot whatever now. Let us consciously avoid and discourage conflict in our region. Let we discourage. We understand the position we're in, but at least let us be brave enough to discourage it, because it don't have any benefit for us. If you even look at the way that war is played out in the world, people take war to other lands. They carry their forces to your land to fight you. They ain't fighting you home, you know. So who is an aggressor? If they out of their space, they may hold in their boundary, you know. I hold in my territory, I defending myself. No, they coming into your space, at you. And then the destruction takes place there. The destruction takes place there. And I think the Japanese or somebody dared to attack them, I think Pearl Harbor, right? And look at the price that they paid. Even Chagalo sang about it, right? Look at the price that they pay, so they show you, listen, if you stand up, if you attack us the way we attack you, we will take it to a whole different extent. So is it that is what dominates the world? Is it the dreadest, baddest, wickedest, the person who has the least boundaries in terms of destruction, in terms of the taking a life? Is that the concept? I'm trying to understand. Is that the concept? And is that who we run to and look up to? Do we praise and promote that type of behavior? Because all they have me confused. All they have me confused. All they have me questioning. At least let us bring to bear our understanding by our articulation that at least listen, we don't really want that wrong here. We don't want that. You know, we could still, we know to point a half smile. We don't want that here. So, that is what is internationally taking place among so many other things, right? Try to read, try to go to sources that are different from the traditional ones you may go to. One of the beautiful things about the time that we exist in is the availability of information, right? So we are not forced into one narrative. And Mr. West and I were talking about critically thinking as well. Be a critical thinker. Be able to think things out. Hey, you calling to make a bacchanal?
Morning.
Yeah, morning, brother.
It's about a boat parked by in San Fernando Wharf there, and the fishermen can't fly the trade. And IWER George boat parked down there. We've already paid them out to the brig down his shed.
Right.
And the fellow can't fly the trade down there. I'll tell you now, I just move boat from down there now. The fellow fly the trade now.
You really called to say when I cause our bacchanal, you know, you use trouble, you know.
The people complaining, they can't fly the trade, people drink capital to fish and things.
I didn't see that. That's in the news, where that?
It was in the news last night and about 2 weeks ago.
Alright, I'll take a check on it, right? Blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, boy? I will check through the news and see what's going on. Alright, of course, trending in the news is that showdown at sea. U.S. warships steam towards Venezuela. Right, and we have also Calypsonians who sensibly sang to us, nobody wins a war, right? Because of the destruction that takes place. And when you say nobody, none of the people, none of the average people, the people don't win, the young men, right? Because it's predominantly young men. Now they're taking even women to go to fight. I mean, and poor, obviously, because nobody with money and means going to risk their life for nothing. Whereas poor people is the children of the poor who need a visa, and the immigrants. And if you look through the U.S. Army, like I said, you know, it always have that joke. They walk around and they ask, oh, what you join the army for? And they laugh and they say papers, money. Not any conceptual idea, you know. Not any idea of bringing something beneficial or defending some proper concepts in the world, or justice or peace. But they do it for a financial benefit. And that's sad. That's sad in itself. It expresses that over time, so little has changed. And that people with money use people who don't have access to money to get more money. There's this video where every bullet and every bomb that dropping on children and women and destroying houses and civilian infrastructure, you know, has already decimated Palestine, right? The parts of Palestine that have not been seized by Israel. And every bomb and whatever drops, you see an equivalent in terms of finance, in terms of money for the bombs that are dropping. And it's trillions. Trillions of dollars, and those dollars go to someone. They go to someone, somebody earning, if you want to call that earning. And it's not, you know, when you have a resource, you use it sparingly because it costs. It is as though that destruction, well, American taxpayers paying for it too, right? It just have an infinite amount of financial support because just bomb this, bomb that, shoot this, shoot that. Indiscriminate, kill, shoot, destroy beyond what is necessary. But the business behind that, the business behind it, every bomb, every bullet, every enjoying the self, cashing in. And there are people who are comfortable with that, becoming rich off of destruction. And then thereafter, the land that they take after they eradicate the human being, the land and whatever resource that exists on it as well, they claim it as theirs. So they enrich themselves twice. The same people, you know. I mean, we cannot support that as human beings, as citizens of the world. And that's why, again, you see all across the world, Japan, Australia, over the past week, tremendous, huge marches against what is taking place. And it is because it has to be opposed. We have to stand against it in order that it is not continued. That's the concept, you know. There's this backward thinking sometimes, even in little pockets in Trinidad. I always try to put ignorance as a minority in Trinidad. I don't know for sure. I didn't do a survey. But I want to believe that ignorance is a minority. I just saying. Or they could tell me differently if it's differently. I don't know. I haven't done a survey. But you have a little pocket of people would say, that don't want nothing to do with us all the way wherever. Because they don't understand that what is taking place there is a precursor to what can take place with you as well. Is a extreme manifestation of a concept that faces us on an everyday basis, that could motivate a country or to put tariffs on people's exports, just like that. That could motivate. It is the same concept that can breed a country going to the next country, claiming you were some narco terrorist or whatever, putting $50 million on your head and just killing you. Think about Trinidad and Tobago and somebody applying that concept. If we decided in Trinidad, well, you know, we want to take a different course with certain things, And they say, whoa, nah. Miss Bissessa or whoever is the president or prime minister, well, in our context, prime minister at that point in time, no, you can't do that. And the prime minister starts saying, well, listen, I have a mandate from the people of my country that this is the direction that they want to take. And we are a sovereign country, so this is the route that we're going to take. And they say, no, that don't align with our interests. Next thing you're hearing, our prime minister, our leader, whoever, is some, they claiming they this and they claiming they that or whatever, place some label on them, and worse yet in Trinidad and Tobago if they put 50 million, because they say they put 2.8 million, and you know the government so concerned and scared, members of government. Imagine if they put 50 million US, boy. So let us understand what is taking place in the world. Let us let our voices be heard. Let us do what we can do within our capacity. Let us not be on the wrong side to encourage wickedness and advantage in the world. Let us at least by our understanding and by our acceptance of truth and speaking the truth, encourage that mutual respect for man for man. Let us at least promote that concept within the world, because that is what will allow human life and human beings to thrive and live in the way that we are supposed to live. Alright, so blessings to everybody this wonderful Friday. You all do have an exceptional day, and we'll be back, God willing, next week. Take care.
The Street 919 FM is here to help you shine. With over 170,000 followers on our social media platforms, our radio station is the perfect platform to showcase your products and services. Join us and let your message be heard by thousands of eager listeners. Contact us now to learn more about our affordable advertising packages. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to connect.